Welcome to this week's airing of Global Perspectives. Today our topic of discussion is Syrian refugees. Currently in Syria, there is a civil war and it is unsafe for the families living there due to the violence. As of January 2016, there are over 6 million estimated refugees that have fled to different countries. A film by Charlie Chaplin called The Immigrant shows similar experiences between immigrating to the United States and the Syrian refugees. Chaplin shows the difficult times on the boat coming to America, such as little food, uncleanliness, and the long sea travel. He also shows the struggles the immigrants go through once they reach a country, like having little to no money and not having a home. Lastly, Chaplin shows the difficulty of adapting to new customs in a new country and being treated poorly or being disrespected by the current population. Chaplin shows these issues through his comedy film by having the people running to get food, sleeping in small, dirty rooms, and the length of the boat ride, which is shown by having the majority of the film take place on the boat itself. Once the boat docked, Chaplin and the other immigrant characters were shown in dirty, worn-out clothing, hungry and looking for money, showing them being homeless with little to no money. Charlie Chaplin demonstrates the difficulty of becoming accustomed to a new culture through not understanding to take his hat off in a restaurant and not knowing about tipping. To show how disrespected and poorly immigrants were treated, Chaplin had the immigrants put in restraints before they got off the boat once they got to the free country, and they were restrained like cattle. He was also treated poorly by the waiter in the restaurant. Chaplin drew on his own personal experience through immigration to produce his film, and I'm going to use my own personal experience from my parents about Syrian refugees. On a cruise last September, my parents were on their way from Turkey going to Greece, and through the night their boat came across a lifeboat filled with the Syrian refugees. They were trying to escape the dangers of the civil war. Syrian refugees have similar issues to deal with as Chaplin demonstrates in The Immigrant. They must find a place to live, a source of income, and to go along with this, they have to deal with the negative attention from the few people who do not want them to live in Canada. Thankfully, Canada's government has taken in refugees to aid them in finding safety and providing homes as well as jobs to build a sustainable life. Syrian refugee issues have been addressed on the radio, news broadcasts, as well as newspapers, and as well, YouTubers have also used the topic as a point of discussion. Canada's government has generously taken care of the refugees, but they still have to deal with the similar issues as immigrants like in Chaplin's film. They have to be accepted and allowed to enter the country from the government, and they come over with little to no belongings and have to adjust to a much different culture. Lots of snow isn't the only thing different about Canada. To discuss this topic more, join the conversation on our Facebook page, and thank you for listening to this week's Global Perspectives.